If you just landed in Incheon Airport and you're wondering how to get to Seoul, this video is for you. Today I will walk you through the 4 most common ways to get from Incheon Airport to Seoul: the express train, all-stop train, limousine buses, and taxis. I will be covering rental cars in a separate video, so today we'll focus on the 4 transportation options that most travelers actually use. Now, there is not one best option. The best choice really depends on where your hotel is located. So by the end of this video, you will know exactly which option is the best for your trip. Before we get started, there's one thing I recommend getting first: a T-Money card. There are several transportation cards available in Korea, such as T-Money, Easel, the Climate Card, and Wow Pass. I will make a separate video comparing all of them in detail. But for now, if this is your first time visiting Korea, I highly recommend getting a T-Money card. It's the most widely used transportation card in the country. You can buy and reload it at most convenience stores, and it works almost everywhere in Korea, including Seoul, Busan, Gyeongbu, and Jeju. You can use it on buses, subways, and taxis. Some convenience stores also accept it for small purchases. So if you're feeling overwhelmed by all the different transportation card options, just get a T-Money card. It will cover almost everything you need during your trip. The one thing to remember is that reloading your T-Money card usually requires cash. Now let's take a look at how to get from Incheon Airport to Seoul. Depending on your airline, you will arrive at either Terminal 1 or Terminal 2. The process is almost exactly the same at both terminals, so don't worry. In this video, I will be using Terminal 1 as an example. Let's start with the first option, the LX Express train. If you're staying near Seoul Station, this is the option I recommend the most. It's the fastest and most comfortable way to get from Incheon Airport to downtown Seoul. The ride takes about 43 minutes for Terminal 1 and about 51 minutes from Terminal 2. Besides being the fastest option, one of the biggest advantages is that every seat is reserved. That means you don't have to worry about standing with your luggage even during rush hour. This is a huge advantage if you're traveling with large suitcases or if you just finished a long international flight. The regular all-stop train can get very crowded during peak hours, so having a guaranteed seat makes the trip much more comfortable. But there is one downside though. You cannot use your T-Money card on the express train. Instead, you will need to buy a separate ticket. You can pay with cash or with an international credit or debit card such as Visa or MasterCard. Both Terminal 1 and 2 have LX stations on basement level 1. Just follow the airport signs, they are easy to find. When you arrive at the station, you will notice 2 different colored lines. The orange line is for the LX Express train, the blue line is for the all-stop train. You can buy your ticket at a kiosk or directly from the customer service counter. If your hotel is close to Seoul Station, this is definitely the transportation option I recommend the most. Now let's move on to the second option, the all-stop train. Think of it as a regular subway train. If your hotel is areas like Hongdae, Hapjeong, Gangnam, or anywhere other than Seoul Station, this might actually be the better option. It's also a great choice if you are traveling on a budget. Personally, this is the one I use the most. My parents live near Incheon Airport, so whenever I head into Seoul, I usually take the all-stop train. From Terminal 1, it takes about 59 minutes to reach Seoul Station. From Terminal 2, it takes about 66 minutes. It's a little slower than express train, but honestly this difference is not that significant. The biggest advantage is the price. Your fare depends on how far you travel. If you are going all the way from Terminal 2 to Seoul Station, it costs about 5,350 Korean won. Another advantage is that you can simply tap your T-Money card to get on. If you don't have one yet, you can buy a one-time subway ticket at the station. If you're planning to purchase a climate card after arriving in Seoul, I recommend using a one-time ticket from the airport instead. So now let's talk about the third option, the airport limousine buses. This is the option I recommend if your hotel is not close to an airport train station or if you're traveling to a city outside of Seoul. The buses serve not only many areas of Seoul, but also cities all across Korea. One important thing to know is that you cannot use your T-Money card to board an airport bus from Incheon Airport. You will need to purchase a separate bus ticket first. Interestingly, if you're traveling from another city back to Incheon Airport, many airport limousine buses to accept T-Money card. I'm not exactly sure why the system works that way, but that's just how it is. In both Terminal 1 and 2, you will find ticket kiosks and ticket counters near the center of the arrival halls. After buying your ticket, head outside, then you will see a lot of bus stops, but don't let that intimidate you. Just check the bus stop number printed on your tickets and go to correct platforms. The signs are clear, so it's actually pretty easy to find your bus once you know where to look. Finally, let's talk about taxis. If you've traveled to different countries, you've probably had taxi drivers trying to get your attention the moment you walk out of the airport. Fortunately, that's usually not the case at Incheon Airport. Instead, you'll need to head to the official taxi stand yourself. Exit through the first floor, cross the road, and you'll find clearly marked taxi stands. There are separate pickup areas for standard taxis, deluxe taxis, and larger taxis. So just follow the sign for the type of taxi you want. Out of all four transportation options, taxis are most expensive. Taxi fares in Korea are metered, so the final price depends on traffic condition and the time of day. Because of that, it's impossible to give one exact fare. But if traffic's light, you can generally expect to pay around 50,000 Korean won to reach Central Seoul in standard taxi. There are also official international taxis where drivers can communicate in foreign languages. As for payment, you can use a T-money card, cash, or most international credit cards like Visa or MasterCard. Now, here's something worth thinking about. If you're traveling with 3 or 4 people, a taxi might actually be a better deal than you expect. Once you add up the cost of train or bus tickets for everyone, the total can be pretty close to the price of one taxi. In that case, paying a little more for a direct ride for your hotel may be well worth it. The only time I wouldn't recommend taking a taxi is during rush hour. Traffic in Seoul can get really heavy, and what should be a 1-hour ride can easily take much longer. During those hours, I recommend taking express train, the all-stop trains, or the airport limousine buses instead. The buses can also use dedicated bus lanes on many roads, which often make them faster than taxis when traffic is bad. So, which option should you choose? If your hotel is near Seoul Station, I recommend the AREX Express train. If you are staying somewhere like Hongdae, Gangnam, Jamsil, or another area outside Seoul Station, the all-stop train is usually the better choice. If your hotel is not close to an airport train station, or if you're traveling to another city, I'd recommend the airport limousine bus. And if you're traveling with a group or simply want the easiest way to get straight to your hotel, a taxi can be a great option. I hope this video helps make your arrival in Korea a little easier. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.